Critical Encounters Fact and Faith event. I'm Eric Scholl, the Faculty Fellow for Critical Encounters this year, and we're spending the entire year talking about issues of fact, faith, and belief. Today we're very excited to have the DNA Trail and Silk Road Theater Project as our very special guest, and we will be talking about the production DNA Trail, which will be opening in March and running in March and April, correct? Great. Our host for today is Lisa Schlesinger from the Fiction Writing Department. She teaches playwriting, and I will turn it over to Lisa. Thanks a lot.
Welcome. Welcome to Columbia, and welcome to Columbia. I feel honored to be here with these amazing playwrights on this really fascinating and mysterious project. We thought we would start by introducing all of the playwrights with very abbreviated bios, because their bios are fantastic and exemplary, and these are just short, and I'll just go down the rows. Our first playwright is Jamil Khoury, founding artistic director of Silk Road Theater Project. He conceived of and commissioned the DNA Trail and is honored to be working with such a distinguished group of playwrights. Khoury's creative work focuses largely on Middle Eastern themes and questions of diaspora. He is particularly interested in the intersections of culture, national identity, sexuality, and class. Next we have Philip Gotanda, and he is the creator of one of the largest bodies of Asian American themed work produced and studied throughout the world. Gotanda is known for experimenting with a range of aesthetic styles. He's also an independent filmmaker. Currently, he is developing Living J-Town with his production company, Joe Ozu Films. Gotanda is recipient of the Guggenheim as well as many other awards and honors. Next, we have Shishir Kurup. Did I say your name right?
Kurup, yeah.
Kurup. He is a member of the nationally renowned Cornerstone Theater Company. His dark comedy, Merchant on Venice, won California Arts Council Kennedy Center and TCG Extended Collaborations Awards and premiered at the Silk Road Theater Project to rave reviews and an extended run in 2007. Kurup is a Princess Grace Fellow and a recipient of the Audrey Skirball Tennis Time Grant for his body of work. Next we have Lina Patel, a writer and an actor. Her first play, Sankalpan, Desire, was a semifinalist for the Sundance Theater Institute. Her play, The Ragged Claws, has been selected for the development by Center Theater Group and the Lark Play Development Center. Patel is also critically acclaimed actor and has performed at the Oregon Shakespeare Company Festival, the Taper, Pasadena Playhouse, and the Globe Theaters. Up in the corner, we have David Henry Wong, a Tony Award winner, a 3-time Tony Award nominee, a 3-time Obie Award winner, and a 2-time finalist for the Pulitzer Prize. His work includes the plays M. Butterfly, Golden Child, Yellow Face, and FOB, the Broadway musicals Elton John and Tim Rice's Ida, the revised Flower Drum Song, and Disney's Tarzan, and the opera's The Voyage, with music by Philip Glass, Anadamar, did I say that? Anadamar, The Silver River, and The Fly. Next we have Elizabeth Wong, a recipient of the Tan Foundation Award for Artistic Achievement. Her plays include Letters to a Student Revolutionary, Dating and Mating in Modern Times, China Doll, and Kimchi and Chitlins. Wong was a writer for the sitcom All American Girl and an editorial columnist for the Los Angeles Times, and holds an MFA from NYU's Tisch School of the Arts. Next we have Velina Hasu Houston. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, you did.
Thank you. A professor in dramatic and director of dramatic writing, associate dean and resident playwright at the School of Theater, University of Southern California. Her internationally acclaimed career includes numerous new play commissions. Houston is commissioner for the Department of State's Japan-U.S. Friendship Commission and a member of the U.S.-Japan Conference on Cultural and Educational Inter-Exchange. And in the corner, we have Steve Scott. And Steve is the artistic director of the Goodman.
No. The associate producer. I'd like to keep that.
We just bumped someone. This is the second play that you've directed for Silk Road. And you've also directed Philip Gotanda's play, Johan? Last year at Silk Road. So please welcome them. So we'll start with Jamil. Would you please describe how this project started, what the genesis was?
So I'm having lunch with a colleague in 2007, and we are both eating Cobb salad. And this is one of these kind of perfunctory, how can we collaborate meetings. The Cobb salad, by the way, has nothing to do with any of this, but I thought that was interesting. And somehow we started talking about genetics and ancestry and the pop culture phenomena of DNA testing. I don't remember what exactly was the catalyst to steer our conversation in that direction. Simultaneous to that meeting, we were talking at Silk Road about commissioning new work. So it occurred to me over the course of this lunch that wouldn't it be interesting if we were to commission a group of playwrights to each take one of these genealogical DNA tests and write a short play in response to either the results of the tests or conversations that surrounded the testing. So that really was kind of the birthing of the birthing moment of the idea. I contacted these fabulous people sitting around me. It usually took me about as much time, as many seconds as it took to describe the project for them to say yes, sign me up. So it was immediate interest, which was of course thrilling. Is that correct? Am I representing that?
Yes.
Was there a dissenting voice? Or, and I think there was just immediate enthusiasm, this idea about discovering something new about one's heritage, and of course we were all very hungry for a surprise. I wanted to be Maori from New Zealand or something like that. And so shortly after that, we ordered the tests. Everyone took the tests, which are essentially a swab of saliva. It's like a Q-tip type of thing that you put in a tube and you send it back to the lab. The company's called Family Tree DNA, and it's out of Houston. And National Geographic and Oprah both have worked with Family Tree DNA, so if it's good enough for Oprah, it's got to be good enough for us. And then I think it was about 6 weeks later, we all got our results, which I must tell you were very difficult to decipher. They send you, I don't know, they're like diagrams or charts and numbers and haplogroups and terms that I was not at all familiar with. And it wasn't what we had perhaps expected, that, oh, you're part, Zambian and you have ancestry here or there. It took some deciphering and some deconstructing of these figures and numbers for us to really grasp them. We brought all the playwrights to Chicago for the first of 3 visits as part of this development process, and met with geneticists and a DNA counselor and a DNA ethicist and a genealogy guy who really helped us understand what it was we were looking at. And essentially it traces migratory patterns of, the thesis is that the idea is that we all originated in East Africa, and these migratory patterns all over the world, peoples in search of food and water, habitable land, and over time acquired racial characteristics as a result of diet and climate and environment and so forth. I learned that my father was from the northern Fertile Crescent. He is from Syria, so I already knew that. And that my mother was of Central or Eastern European origin, and she is of Polish and Slovak origin. So everything was pretty much confirmed for me. Which in and of itself is nice to know that they weren't lying. But there really were no surprises. I think what was most exciting for me in the process was the conversations that followed, and using a DNA test as a springboard, as a catalyst to exploring very contemporary questions of identity and identity politics, and how we understand how we perceive ourselves and represent ourselves in relation to ancestry. So that is what I ultimately found most exciting about a very exciting process.